So I think we're live.
Yeah.
And it's Sunday.
Totally.
Sunday, fun day.
Yep.
So, I thought we could kick this off, maybe as part of our intro each week, is to talk about what you're drinking. Because it's Sunday, and we know that there's going to be something. I mean, we're always going to be drinking something, right?
Yeah. You actually bought a kegerator.
I did.
So,
it's his birthday, not till October, but I bought you an early birthday present.
Drinking Ultra on tap. Earlier today I was drinking Stella, so I've got 2 kegs of beer in the kegerator. One's Stella, one's Ultra.
So, like hashtag way to quarantine, right?
Yeah, totally ending the night light.
There you go.
So.
We haven't eaten, well, I guess we had some peanuts for a snack.
Well, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Peanuts.
Yeah, because that's the bag right there. I don't know what you thought I was going to say, but yeah.
Sounded weird.
Well, I actually didn't know what you were drinking there,
right?
Because there's 2 beers to choose from. All right, so we've got some people starting to watch, and we've decided now that we're going to do this show every Sunday, regardless, and it doesn't
regardless of that bitch Carol Baskin.
Well, with that in mind, so. What advice would you have for a 15-year-old today?
Well, if I do that, I have to go back to when I was 15 years old. So when I was 15 years old and in California and racing dirt, our options were NASCAR. So we were running NASCAR short track stuff. And my advice, I guess, to a 15-year-old, whether it be on dirt or asphalt at 15 years old, running in NASCAR, is don't believe one fucking thing you're told. And here's the reason why. Because...
About what, driving?
No, anything NASCAR tells you. So if you're a protege, I mean, I know people who have been told the same shit I was. Is you're going to be this guy, you're going to be that guy. They will put everything in front of you and tell you you're going to be the next Ernie Irvan, for instance. Or
that was yours. Next Dale Jr.
Next Dale Jr. You're going to be this person, that person. And what it comes down to is if you don't have money, you could be the next Dale Earnhardt. You could be as good as Dale Earnhardt. You could be as good as Jonathan Davenport. You could be as good as Scott Bloomquist. But if you do not have the money, you're getting nowhere. And so you better learn how to get the money. At the time, I had no clue how to get the money. And at the time, I was completely behind the 8 ball. Or vice versa, if I wasn't at that time, I would have achieved every goal I ever set out to accomplish. Because nowadays, you don't have to be a race car driver, per se. To make it to that level, you have to be a marketing person. And it all started back then. And listen to her.
Oh, thank you.
Because she'll kind of help guide you that way. I know plenty of kids, I build engines for plenty of kids who could be the next Dale Earnhardt. But they don't have the money behind them. They don't know how to get it. And unless you know how to get it, unless you know how to utilize it, unless you're willing to blow up phones and embarrass yourself on a daily basis by begging people for money, you're getting nowhere. So don't believe anything anyone in NASCAR ever tells you, ever.
Oh, with Kate and Steve.
Now that might be interesting.
Yeah.
Because it is CrateInsider.
Yeah, and it's like inside. Yeah, we don't. I mean, I know maybe there were some inside ones. We didn't pick this.
There could be some cool shit that you know that nobody else knows.
I know lots of weird stuff.
Well, I mean, that counts.
Yeah, I mean,
right,
I guess.
Next one.
All right, Crate Uncensored. Boy, that's just the truth.
Well,
Crate
that could,
Uncensored.
yeah, because I do say shit and the F word a bunch. So.
Well, I even put a warning this time too, so that way people knew that there will be adult language.
Don't have kids in the room, kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and I see you've added one.
I did.
You did. Cool cats and kittens. No.
I like it. Now, I'm totally stealing this from that bitch Carol Haskin. or Carol Baskin. But,
Yeah.
Sounds kind of cool. And you are Kate, so it could be Kitten.
Well,
and I'm a cool cat.
My nickname is Kitty.
Well, see, there you go.
It is. I mean, there are
all right, so we're down
people.
to 2 then, because you're like totally denying mine.
I am absolutely vetoing yours for sure. I like Unsealed beyond the bolts.
We're going with that.
Is that what we're going with?
Yep.
Okay, and I see that was we just got first name, so I will make sure that I check afterwards to see the last name. But that was contributed by Doug.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Doug, for contributing. Well, thank you to everybody for contributing all those titles for us to go with.
There was like 40 something comments. On
yeah,
that,
there were. Yeah, and some people didn't even want you and me; they just wanted Stella on the show.
Yeah. There was one dude that like said, "Hey, just show Stella."
Yeah.
So we might do that at some point.
I think Stella
like
needs to make a personal appearance. Yeah.
Not the beer, my skunk.
Yeah. Well, or both.
Or both. Yeah.
Ooh, wow! It'll be
A Stella.
The Stella Power Hour.
A Stella. With Stella.
Yes. So you guys, feel free to ask some questions. I don't know. Sometimes this tells us the questions, and sometimes it doesn't. I'm not seeing any comments.
So what did Doug win?
He won a Crate Insider T-shirt and a Hendron Racing Engines T-shirt.
Sweet.
Yep. So he's got that prize pack. We're calling it. I always call it a prize pack. So let's see. I'm going to see if we can see on here where we're live, and then we might be able to see some questions if anybody's asking questions. So I see. Oh, okay. There's only like one comment. Ask you guys. Ask away for sure. Okay. There's only like one comment. So I don't know.
Really? What's the comment say? You guys suck.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't
can you
know.
not see it?
Yeah, I cannot see it. I tried to click on it, and there's maybe I don't know. We'll get. Oh, how are you keeping busy?
Staying open.
Yeah.
Technically, like my business, we're essential. So I do business with. Not only do we build race engines, but I do stuff for local shops around town.
He's essential.
Yes, I am essential. And we do business for like local shops around town, and which the automotive industry is essential. So.
I agree. I mean, because people, if your car's not working, you gotta.
Correct.
I think it's a stretch.
Yeah, well, it's a total stretch because where are you going to go? Walmart?
Yeah.
Well, apparently everybody's there, but.
Well, I'm not going there.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I'm not going there.
Yeah.
In fact, so we can do some quarantine talk then, because clearly we're all experiencing quarantine. I went to the store. You should have seen how organized I was. First, I made my list. Then I redid my list by sections of the store.
So you checked it twice.
I did check it twice, and I wrote it twice because I was trying to minimize the number of trips and minimize my exposure.
Good deal.
Had my mask on.
Yep.
Was wearing my mask. Didn't wear my gloves.
That's
though.
just fucking weird, but okay.
Well, you go, you do you.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I will do me. I was fashionable. I had a fashionable mask. It's upstairs now, so.
Right.
And we're set for groceries for quite a while now, so that's good.
Yeah.
That we don't have to go
Sweet.
anywhere.
Your war clan just got attacked on your phone, by the way.
My what did?
I don't know. It said something about your war clan got attacked.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
whatever
it's
game
not
you
like.
play.
Well, we used to play Game of War. Both of
yeah.
us did, and this must be like Battle is Open or something.
Okay.
I play.
It's probably that.
Clash. It's not Clash of Clans. It's Clash of something else, and I only have it on that phone. So, you're outing me. You're outing me on the stupid games.
It just popped up. I mean, it was like the only thing that came up on the screen here.
Yeah, it's not like it's not hardcore like Game of War. I spend like $5 a month on that one.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm curious if other people play app games and that I'm not alone, or if I'm just a super nerd. Because I also play that stupid game Homescapes, which is kind of like Candy Crush.
Well, I play Golf Clash.
Okay.
And so I am part of the 888 Hole Smashers, which is Clint Smith's team.
Okay.
So I'm in there with Cat Daddy on his golf team.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm like, cool.
Look at you.
See?
Wow, I'm not that cool. Well, I don't know.
You would be if you played golf.
Well, I'd like to play golf in real life, but we don't even have a driving range here because we live in the middle of nowhere. And I mean, at least the upside of living in the middle of nowhere, we don't have as much. Well, we don't live in the city.
True.
So that's good.
Yep, there's that.
Especially now. You're a little bit isolated.
So like last Sunday, there was like 0 cases here in Rutherford County. Now there's 12.
15.
No, 15.
Or 15. So
15
what do you think of that?
I think it's inevitable. I am seeing where people are starting to take this seriously now, though, where there are fewer people in the grocery store. I really haven't left here, but about 3 times in the last 2 weeks. That's it, and that's mostly going to the shop And then I went to the dollar store once, and I went to the grocery store today to really stock up. But people are really being aware of like personal space and distance, and not being all up. You know, even when people cross in aisles, they're trying to be more cognizant of that. About 80% of the people, I mean, there weren't that many people in the store in the first place today, but most of them had masks on. Yesterday when I went through the drive-through farmer's market, they were all wearing masks. So that's good. Because, I mean, the thing is, it's not going to protect you, but it protects other people from you if you've been exposed.
If you have it,
Yeah. So I don't like that our numbers keep getting bigger every day, but we've only tested 200 people, too.
In this county,
yeah, in our little area, which that's my little PSA, I guess. If you want to know and stay abreast of what's going on in your county or your zip code anyway, text your zip code to 888-777. So 888-777 instead of dialing somebody's phone number.
All right, so I'm like totally tired of this whole COVID-19 shit. What's the hot racing topic of the day?
Well, we found out right before the show that the hot racing topic of the day is Bubba Wallace and the iRacing thing. Mm-hmm. So I understand. Okay, I'm third party to this. I wasn't watching it.
Neither was I. So it's boring as shit to watch people video game on TV.
Okay, so we are not going to agree on this. So NASCAR's take on how they're dealing with the quarantine is to move all of their drivers over to iRacing and have these events, just like, you know, try to make it as realistic as possible.
Right.
And I guess Clint Boyer got into Bubba Wallace, and then Bubba Wallace rage quit and then got on Twitter and was like, man, people are all to hell about me, it's just a video game. And then his sponsor dropped him, so no longer will he be sponsored by Blue Emu.
Good. I mean, in my opinion, this whole freaking craze of iRacing is bullshit anyway. It's not realistic at all. It's, to me, just like, I don't know, it's a fucking video game, for Christ's sake. I mean, everybody losing their shit over some dude getting dropped by a sponsor and some sponsor being spastic enough to, like, drop a dude over a game. It's not real life. It's a game. So, to hell with them. Well, good. I'm glad Blue Emu dropped him. He can, like, go get somebody like, I don't know, Budweiser or somebody, you know, who's American to actually sponsor his ass.
I don't think it really works that way.
Well, actually, they're not American.
But no, earlier you were saying it was bullshit that a sponsor dropped him because it's just a stupid video game.
Exactly, and I agree, 100%. Well, I don't agree because you disagree. I'm just saying.
I do disagree.
It's a stupid freaking video game. It's not real life. It's not real racing. It's fake racing on TV. That, you know, everybody's sitting at home bored, so they got to watch fake racing to, I don't know, get some sort of racing fix. So it's total bullshit if some sponsor's going to drop him for, you know, quitting a damn video game. What's he going to do? Go back in and, like, drive around with his hurt car on iRacing? Good God. It's not real.
Have you ever watched iRacing?
I have. I watched my kid iRace.
Okay. And, I mean, does it really matter? Like, what if they're in go-karts?
The first time my son got in a race...
What about go-karts?
The first time my son got in a race car, and he'd been iRacing for like a year before he got in a race car for the first time, I said, so how'd that feel? Nothing like iRacing. And it doesn't. So iRacing comes down to whoever you pay to give you the setups to go fast. That's basically it. It's bullshit. You've got teams out there buying their sponsored drivers $6,000 to $8,000 rigs so they can sit there and iRace.
Feel free to now get to the part where you tell me how iRacing is different than regular racing.
It's fake. It's not real.
It's not real money that they're getting paid?
They might be getting paid real money, but they're not getting $100,000 to win.
How much are they getting to win?
Last one I saw was $1,000 win on the World Outlaw stuff.
Yeah. So.
Does it matter how much? I mean,
it's not real racing. I mean, we're trying to entertain the masses with fake shit. I mean, let's do freaking Madden football. Let's do whatever the baseball game is. Let's do whatever the soccer game is. Let's do all that live on TV.
Well, except that's different.
No, it's not different. It's the same fucking thing.
No, it's different because in the Madden football, you would have a team and I would have a team. You wouldn't have all of the individual players. That's the one thing that's unique and is also the biggest challenge with racing is that instead of 2 teams, you have 24 teams.
Okay, let's have the coach of Dallas and the coach of the Redskins play a Madden game. I mean, that's about as real as it's going to get. I mean, come on. But the bigger question... It's all fake. Long story short, nobody should be dropping drivers because they got mad because they lost a damn iRacing game. It's stupid.
So you're saying that the person's real life and what they do outside of racing should have no bearing on their sponsorship?
I'm saying if this exact scenario happened on live TV, this thing would not have happened. So because it's fake and somebody took it as being fake and a game, then their reaction would have been different than it would have been on live TV if they were actually racing in an actual race, not a iRacing race.
I'm not following you at all.
That's fine. You don't have to. I think half the audience probably does, but go ahead.
Well, but I mean, you didn't answer my question either.
What fucking part of the question did I not answer?
The question I asked you, so you're saying that it only matters what you do at the racetrack is the only thing that matters when it comes to sponsorship.
Well, I mean, in the grand scheme of sponsorship at a national level, as far as NASCAR goes, probably not. I mean, yeah, there's certain things that you're not going to want to do. But this is a game. This is nothing but a game. That's it. Bottom line to me is it's a game.
Well, and see, I think the sponsor made the right call, and when they said that, hey, we want to sponsor a real racer, not a quitter.
Well, there you go. So we disagree.
Because you were saying earlier that the sponsor shouldn't have dropped him.
No, he shouldn't have.
And look at this. They got more publicity out of that probably than they've even gotten out of Bubba. I didn't know he was sponsored by Blue Emu until they dropped him.
Well, I mean, it's probably one of those sponsors that's got a decal about that big on the side of the car somewhere.
Yeah.
And they give him, $2,000.
I think it's more than that.
Well, who knows?
Do you know, I saw a proposal this week where somebody wanted...
I don't even watch NASCAR. I don't give a shit about NASCAR. So, I mean, ultimately, I don't give a crap. I'm just saying we're responding to this conversation. So that's why I'm putting my 2 cents worth in on it.
Well, you do realize that World of Outlaws is doing it as well.
Well, no. Yeah, I see. I saw World Outlaws did it, and my boy Trent Ivy won the other night, which is badass. But it's still not real. It's not. I'm not going to watch it. I mean, I'm going to congratulate Trent for winning the thing the other night because he won $1,000. But it's Bloomer was racing in it, like a bunch of dudes were racing in it. But it's not my deal.
Well, I mean, there's some people don't think racing is a sport.
Well, no, I mean, some people don't want 9 divisions of racing at a racetrack.
Nobody wants 9 divisions at a racetrack. Well, there you go. So you don't want to watch front wheel drives. Neither do I, and some people don't want to watch crate racing. So there you go. Well, I mean, I think that's the big thing you and I were talking about earlier.
Everybody's got their opinions.
What effect do you see iRacing having on live events when we are able to leave our homes again?
I see it hurting. I mean, if they continue televising iRacing shit, I see it hurting live racing events.
So you're saying on one hand it's not real, nobody should pay attention, it's just a stupid video game, but it gets live video coverage on television. It's not real, but now...
You're going to get a certain amount of dumbasses that are going to sit at home and eat their Cheetos and watch iRacing shit on TV, which will most likely be NASCAR.
Well, let me ask you this, though. As a viewer, sitting home, watching racing, what's the difference between a real event and a video game? As a viewer.
Do I know?
If I'm sitting in my living room.
Right.
I'm not at a racetrack. I'm sitting in my living room. What is the difference between watching a video game versus the real live thing?
A video game is fake to start with. There's no risk and no danger. An actual real racing event, there's risk, danger, and money at stake. Not $1,000, but I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So,
as a viewer, though, is that so? You're saying that the
which
drivers,
supports exactly what I just said, that it's going to hurt racing if they continue televising this crap.
Well, no, but here on the other side of it, like I'm probably one of the more competitive people you've met in your life, right?
In certain things, yeah.
Yeah, and to me, it doesn't even matter what the prize is. I just want to win.
Right.
I don't care what it is, unless I really suck at it. Then I don't really care. I just play for fun, or
like golf, like Golf Clash.
Golf?
Which you don't want to play Golf Clash because you suck at it.
No, it's just not fun. It's
Well, see,
way too long turn-based stuff. I just want to kill
Squirrel.
shit. Yeah, it's way. I mean, like an hour. You do your like 18 holes and all of that.
All right. Anyways, go ahead.
No, but I mean, being competitive is being competitive. No matter what.
Yeah, it's not on the same scale. It's just not. Never will be. Anyways, go on to the next thing. You're pissing me off with your damn stupid opinion.
Well, you've spent the whole week pissing me off, so...
Well, I mean, that's
Okay,
what we do. How many people are getting divorced after this whole lockdown bullshit?
Lots, I'm
yeah,
sure.
there's going to be a lot of people.
Lots.
Lots of
You and
people.
I are spending way more time together than we normally spend. We live in two different places, you guys, so we normally
Which is why we've always gotten along.
Yeah, we normally don't spend this much time together, and we see each other like almost every day now.
Yeah.
It's like a bit much.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I like you just fine,
I know.
but you know, like, yeah.
Shouldn't have got the damn kegerator.
Well, okay, let me tell you why I got the kegerator. All right, so there's two reasons why I got the kegerator.
Right.
Well, one was that for my birthday, he bought me a stainless steel grill that is here in the vicinity, and it's really cool, and I really thought he'd buy it for himself, but he really bought it for me because it's propane, it's a gas grill.
I hate
He's
propane,
a charcoal guy. Like,
Yeah, it was
we
totally
really
selfish.
don't. There's so many things we don't agree on. And then he was coming over, and every day I'm having to like drag all this recycling out to the trash. You know, I'm doing it, and I'm like, all of these cans are piling up, and you know, if you're gonna drink this much beer, you know, and your birthday, you know, I'm like, hey, how about I buy you a kegerator for your birthday? So that's what I did last Saturday from my phone. Bought a kegerator. It came on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's here on Wednesday. You had kegs by Friday.
Yep.
And then now I have less recycling to deal with. You get cheaper beer.
Way cheaper beer.
Way cheaper
Holy
beer.
shit, that turned out good.
Yeah. Yeah, and then for the future, when we have people over, we'll have kegs.
Yeah.
We'll be able to have keg parties.
Yeah, it
So,
turned out to be like, what is it, 9 cents an ounce or something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on average, between the two kegs.
Yeah.
So that was badass.
Turned out really good. So I guess that's probably like the highlight of the week for both of us is that the new kegerator came.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's the highlight.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What about your pet peeve of the week?
Pet peeve of the week.
I don't know. I just asked him this. He's not prepared for this at all.
I'm not prepared for that. I'm going to go with...
Slow drivers.
Well, no, I mean, there's like 3 people on the road, and I keep getting stuck behind the one asshole that can't drive fucking the speed limit. But other than that, I'm going to go with the projections of how many people are going to die in the United States.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely your
That's my
pet
big
peeve
pet
of the
peeve
week.
right now.
Yeah.
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 Because they came down from 2.1 million to 100,000 in like two weeks.
Well, no, that was all in the same breath. It was going to be 2 million people if we did nothing.
Right.
And it's supposed to be 100,000 even with all the social distancing.
Yeah, I mean, they need to crank up the dying in order for this shit to get where they're predicting it's supposed to be. And I don't mean to be an asshole. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying that it's nowhere near this shit.
Yeah.
So it's like all these people making models and crap, and I don't know. I don't get it. I'm no expert. I build
over here.
yeah, I know. I build engines for a living, so I certainly don't know any of these model statistics or none of this crap. But I don't know. I'm not seeing it happening.
Well, maybe people
I
are
hope
doing-
I'm right, and you're wrong, because you kind of think that 100,000 people are going to die. So.
Well, it's not that I think that. I think that it's too early to tell. I think it's an exponential number. You want to do it by averages. You're like, oh man, there's only like 5,000 people that are dead. And man, they're really going to have to ramp that up by the end of the month to hit their 100,000. But I think when it ramps, it'll ramp.
No,
and it's going to go to 5 to 10 to 15 to 25.
Anybody can look this up. In 2017, 171,000 some odd New Yorkers died of whatever, I don't know, getting shot in the Bronx or a heart attack or whatever. 171,000 New Yorkers died in 2017. So far, we've got how many dead in New York?
I don't know off the top of my head.
It's we're at like 9,000 in the country, so it's like I'm going to say 5,000 maybe, or 4,200 or something like that dead. This is nowhere near the normal. You have to You literally have to kill 433 people per day of coronavirus in New York to even come up with the normal year's death rate in New York from other things other than coronavirus.
Yeah, except for, we don't know. That could still be happening.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just looking at numbers, and the numbers don't add up.
Well, so, but the numbers aren't complete either.
And we've got the whole country locked down over numbers that don't add up. So when they add up, I'm going to be like, damn, I was wrong. But right now, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm pretty freaking right.
He's always going to think he's right, and it doesn't matter. You could put every bit of evidence in front of him, and he's going to think he's right, even if he's dead wrong.
No, that's not true.
Not true.
No.
Okay.
All right. Next topic.
Well, on the other end of this.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen on the other end of this? You think that you've been acting like the economy's going to crash. It's going to be the Great Depression. We're never coming back. We're going to be a third world country. That's what you thought. Or at least that's my interpretation of your thoughts on it.
No, I think.
So make your point clear on what you think is on the other end of this.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's on the other end of it. I mean, I think shit's going to get bad, and it's going to be bad for a long time. I mean, number one, you're paying people $600 a week plus their unemployment to sit at home doing nothing. So it's going to be a minimum of 4 months before anybody goes back to work. Because anybody who's making minimum wage and is laid off is going to be sitting there collecting their $600, which is frankly the smart thing to do. But so I have no idea when this shit's going to start back up, or when it's going to get going, or what's going to happen. I mean, yeah, I have no idea.
Well, what are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of? That we're all going to lose our damn businesses because nobody's allowed to open back up. I mean, technically I'm still open. Technically you're still open.
I mean,
to a limited capacity. But, what's going to happen to racing? I mean, this is a racing talk. So what's going to happen to racetracks? What's going to happen to racers who are unemployed, even though they're getting their $600 a week? I mean, what's going to happen to this whole thing? I mean, I have no idea. There's no predicting any of this stuff because nothing that the government's said to date has been correct at all. No figure, nothing has been correct. As a matter of fact, look back through time, and anything the government says this is how it's going to be has been 100% fucking wrong. So, anything. Look back at anything. Look at the H1N1 stuff. I mean, if we're talking flu
no,
shit.
Let's just keep it simple with this.
All right, well, let's keep it.
So,
let's keep it with how many people are going to die of heart disease every year. It's always wrong. It's never right. How many people are going to die in car crashes? It's always wrong.
Okay,
it's never right.
Can we refocus? Just talk about just since this crisis started. What is it that you said has been wrong? I mean, yes, they said, it's just like the flu, don't worry about it, to, we went from that to everybody's locked down. And
right.
Then there's obviously been some corrections along the way. No masks, now masks,
We call them corrections, and at the same time we give up all of our civil liberties to do what? And what are we all doing? Sitting here at home doing nothing. You're listening to me and her talk about shit, which is basically what we're talking about is shit, because nobody knows what the fuck's going to happen.
So what's your solution?
I don't have a solution.
Okay, I do have a solution.
What's your solution then?
Because I have a different viewpoint on it than you do. Always.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, we disagree on every damn thing, so go ahead. Which is why we make good business partners, but go ahead.
Well, my viewpoint on it is that on the other end of this, nobody's going to want to stay home anymore. People are going to want to be out. They're going to want to be doing things. They're going to want to be more active than they've ever been before. That's what I think is going to happen. You seem to think that people are going to be afraid to go outside. I think people are going to be like, okay, this is over. It's done. Let's get out there. Let's live our lives. I think the challenge is the same challenge we had before, which is the competition for eyeballs. And that's where marketing comes in. So to me, it's a marketing challenge.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but
yeah, especially when it comes to racing.
You still have to get, the wife of 3 kids to get out of the house and, go to your restaurant. You still have to get them to go to a racetrack.
We're talking to racing.
You have to get that. Yeah, I mean, you have to get them to get out and go do something. You know, the husband may, or I mean, I'm not being a sexist asshole. The roles could be the roles could be reversed. So you still have to get people that out of the house to go do something. People are gonna be scared to death for a while because you got people that are scared to death of everything. Anytime anybody says this is gonna kill you or can hurt you, they're gonna be like, oh shit, I'm not gonna do that. So you got plenty of people that are going to sit at home and do nothing. Where normally, maybe tentatively, they'd be out, you know, going to a restaurant on a Friday night or going to a nightclub or doing this or doing that. This shit ain't going to end for a while. This is going to be, we're talking years before this is over.
I don't think so at all. I think once we got the all clear, I think it's our challenge to get people to come out to racetracks. That's, you know, when they have a choice of all the things that they could do, our challenge is to get them to come out to a racetrack.
Well, I mean, then that's on a racetrack. I mean, the racetracks need to be on there promoting themselves right now.
It's not just race. I think it should be racers,
well, racers
too.
should be also.
Yes. I'm trying to see if I've got any comments here.
I'm not going to say go iRacing, but you know, maybe get on the internet and actually, you know, promote yourself.
Now, if anybody has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. I'm trying to watch. Oh, we do have lots of comments here, and I'm just on the struggle bus right here.
Yeah, we've been just rambling on. Go ahead.
I know, but I can't see the comments. Hey, Alex, will you come? I don't know wherever you went. We don't know where you went. Oh, okay, great. All right, I got a couple. Let's see. Our local track is closed till June so far, but after this is all done and racetracks do open, I think people will still not want to get out into groups for weeks after.
I agree, 100%.
Okay. Let's see. I think Jamie says, I think he's right in some points, but my thing is we can stay home all they want, but when they say go back, it is just going to take off again. I think go on about your business and let it run its course.
That's how I feel, but I don't think that's going to be the reality.
I think it's going to be pent up demand. I think it's going to even be more than that.
Yep.
Our track closed till May 15th. We'll be surprised if it does. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
Was there a particular reason you picked 29 for your car?
There was, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought my first race car when I was 15 years old, and my goal was to be a millionaire at the age of 29 from racing, which was kind of a pipe dream, but, you know, at 15,
yeah,
that's the goal. So that's why I picked 29, because at 29 I planned on being a millionaire.
How'd that work out for you?
I had completely fucking failed, but I mean, you know, that was the goal. So that's why I was 29.
You know, every dollar you make is $1 towards that dream.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. Cameron says, hey, nice hats. They like our hats.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Procam.
Fred says, hi from Ryland Racing.
Mm-hmm.
Rhonda Scott Good says, hi, little
Yep.
brother.
Oh, yeah, there's my older sister.
She wiser too?
No, she's not wiser. She's kind of dumb as a brick. But no, I'm just saying that because I can, because she's my technical, not real sister, but sister.
Okay, Fred's with you on the whole iRacing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Roger says if said sponsor is paying him money to play the game, then he sees why they'd have.
Well, if the sponsor's paying him to play, then that's one thing. But if he's just playing to have fun, then that's a totally different thing.
Yeah, I mean they've changed their whole sponsor thing, because I even got a sponsorship request from somebody this week doing the NASCAR thing. Yeah, their team reached out to me to try to get me to sponsor.
For iRacing?
For iRacing.
Oh, good God. All right.
I mean, and if I wanted like a tiny little sticker on the quarter panel, $2,000.
Yeah, that you'd never see on iRacing?
$2,000.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I think it was like, it was a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Typical NASCAR.
Well, I mean, you know, there's that. All right, so let me
Fucking
see all comments here. This whole live thing when we go live on your phone is so weird.
It is. So it worked last week.
I know, but then like the first time
it didn't work.
First time it didn't, and we were like, hey. Oh, Crate Insider, day of our racing lives. The stars, Kate and Steve. Like the sands through the hourglass.
Right.
So are the days of our lives. All right. Tori says, I think it's making people more aware of how easily spread flu germs are, so we will be more careful, but definitely ready to start making plans on the other side of this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Doug asked if I send you a Junkyard Dog hardtop t-shirt, will you wear it on your show and tip them for free?
That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why I made her turn the camera around. Is so like
can read the shirts.
I can wear t-shirts because I rely on all my racing buddies to give me t-shirts so I can be clothed every day. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, I have a whole nother show where I give away all kinds of stuff and I promote things. Yep. But I do it for our manufacturers.
I wear a large, by the way.
Manufacturers and sponsors, I do that. John says not much money will be spent on racing this summer now. Yeah, I don't know.
I agree.
Let's see. Cameron asks, is there a secret to make a racing mask? I have one. I have one that's checkered flags. In fact, I just... and Rhonda says give him shit. So, hey, Rhonda, every day.
Yeah,
every day.
Stop being Rhonda.
Yeah.
You ought to ask her about me and her brother... me and her brothers. And my brother.
Well, you're asking now.
At her husband's bachelor party, like shooting all our candles with a BB gun out in her backyard. That's freaking awesome.
Wow. Were you guys just like terrorizing her? And
we were drunk as shit, being a bunch of dicks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And she wasn't allowed to be home, so that's why we did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're just not very nice sometimes, aren't you?
Not to her. Because she's well, never mind.
She's your sister.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah. Yeah, you got a few of those. Okay, so I'm trying to see all the comments here. And I think that was most of what I wanted to talk about. Is let's see. Name of the show, the quarantine, iRacing. Oh, and warning, there will likely be rants. And there will definitely be adult language.
There was.
Yeah.
Or is.
There always is adult language. I know that I can't do a longer live video with Steve Hendren and not have, some kind of language in there. But you know what? It's not really your fault. It's
how I speak every day, so.
Well, no, it's definitely because of that bitch Carol Baskin.
Well, that bitch fucking Carol Baskin, she's like, matter of fact, I think she caused this whole damn coronavirus thing just so her damn documentary would go wild.
Oh, talk about going viral. Oh my gosh. Everybody's talking about it. I think I'm the only person who just couldn't get past the first episode.
You're literally the only person.
I really am. I got halfway through the first episode and I was like, I'm like watching a Jerry Springer show. I think I
no, but it's better than that. It gets like way more in depth and way,
Well, you know why I might watch it? I'll tell you why I might watch it.
There's like gay polygamy and guns and tigers.
Oh, believe me, I know the entire story at this
crazy
point.
bitches.
I get all the memes. I watched enough to know the characters.
It's like so American.
But if I watched it, to me, I would watch it from the marketing standpoint and maybe have to do a video like the 5 marketing lessons you can learn from the Tiger King.
Well, the one thing you can learn from the Tiger King is never stick a gun to your head thinking the mag is out and it won't shoot.
Oh my God. I heard about that.
That dumb son of a bitch blew his head off.
That is the dumbest thing. That is quite possibly the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Okay, I'm seeing if newest comments here. I don't know if it's top or bottom. Yeah, sometimes those words. Okay, I think we've got all the comments so far.
Do we?
So, yeah. Now, I'm going to answer a question that I've gotten about a bunch of times this week. I'm expecting Crate Insider flat air filter lids sometime this week. I have bases. Please stop sending me messages. Please.
Yeah, it gets old after a while. I mean, if they're in stock, notes. It's on the website.
Yeah, I've got notes on the website. It says out of stock or it'll be in stock. Be sure to sign up for the Notify Me. I set up a whole new software program that can automatically send you an email when we have them back in stock. So please, just please do that. And then it'll do it automatically. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I am not going to remember to message all of the messages on Facebook or the ones from my email of when you're getting more, and I'm getting them trickling in. I mean, and then my other version on that is I could be on back order for if I allow them to be ordered, and then I'm going to be blown up with messages of like, when are you going to get them? I ordered mine. When you've got my money, where's my stuff? I believe me, I'm trying to get these as quickly as I possibly can. So, and I'm making some plans right now about trying to get some more, and it's all I can do. So, yeah, all right. Here's more. Okay, let's see. Smartass. That's you.
Oh,
That's from Rhonda.
Well,
yeah. Thank you, you rock. Winning, PM me your address or send me to the shop, XL.
That's like easy to find. Just go on my website, HendrenRacingEngines.com or HendrensRacingEngines.com.
Or go to CrateInsider.com and at the very bottom.
Ship them to her and I'll get it. Or,
well, it'll go to you.
Yeah, it'll go to me.
Because
whatever.
it's your address, actually.
Yeah, either one.
After this deal is over, I will think better into stocking up more on Lysol spray and hand sanitizer and racing tees. True. Yes.
That is a good damn idea.
Yeah, it's good. Mark says, I'm spending money on new pro trucks. Sweet.
Nice.
Cameron says, this is not PG. Yep, I did put the warning out there.
Yep.
Here's Rhonda. Still don't know why you think shooting up my Unity candle was a good call.
Because it was, and I got away with it.
Yeah. You're a dick.
Even though you cried. She totally cried.
You are so mean. You're so mean. All right, John asks, when do you two think we will be racing again? If I missed you covering this already, I apologize. No worries. We're continuing to talk about it.
I think like 2 months. I don't... Because what's going to happen, in my opinion, is at the end of this month, they're going to go, oh, we got to go another month. And at the end of that month, they're going to be like, we got to go another month. And because I think Trump's listening to the wrong people. Just my opinion.
I don't know. I'm going to go with June 1st. June 1st is my call. So what's your call? What date?
Well, what's the day? April, May,
5th.
June, July.
So you're going to go with July. I'm going with June. I'm going with June. All right. Zach says, people aren't that smart, Kate. I don't think they know how to use the internet sufficiently. I agree. And you know what? Here's the thing. I try to teach people. I have a whole YouTube channel. I have 2 YouTube channels that teach people
tell them about your whole shit this week. You put up a challenge on your winning sports marketing deal.
No. I'm just gonna share. This is gonna be personal. I'm just gonna share my personal frustration. So anybody who doesn't know, besides Crate Insider, I took all my marketing lessons. I get so many companies that call me and ask me for marketing advice. I get racers asking me for marketing advice. And so I said, I really need to, I want this to be a better place. I want to make the world a better place in my own way. I'm not a doctor, so what can I share? What can I do to make the world a better place? And I can share marketing knowledge. I can do that. So I started a whole program, Winning Motorsports Marketing. And then I started a whole membership where it's $25 a month because people are like, oh, $200 is too much money. I'll pay somebody thousands of dollars to do shit for me, but I don't want to, $200. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm getting. Okay, all right, no harm, no foul. I have a program, $25 a month. But beyond that, with all of this coronavirus stuff, people staying home, my fear on the other end of this is that when racing is back, that there are going to be promoters that will have had to pay their release regardless. They're not going to get the bailout money. It's a whole separate private deal. So what can we do to get more fans in the stands? If we all work together and each of us in our own little way promotes, and we can each turn, 1 or 2 new fans, that when we open up those tracks again, that we can attract new fans to the tracks, then the money is there. And the money is flowing throughout this whole ecosystem of racing. Jazz hands and everything. Mm-hmm. Right. So what I decided to do, I said, I'm going to do a free challenge so I can start teaching about Facebook. And so I'm going to do a free Facebook challenge where I even give you the captions. I tell you exactly what to say. So I sent that out to my email list of 1,000 people, and I talked about it in my group of 1,000 people. 30 people signed up, and about 6 of them actually did it. So here's my deal. I don't know what else to do for you. I spoon-fed. If I'm spoon-feeding you...
Well, it's like that lead a horse to water, can't make them drink deal.
It's exactly what it is. So, if on the other end of it, you want to learn about sponsorship, I will fucking teach you. But if you want to sit on your ass and not do a goddamn thing, then just stay the fuck home. That's how I feel about it. If you want to know how I really, really feel about it, there it is.
I agree.
Because I don't know what else to tell you if I'm even teaching it for free. I have zero sympathy for anybody who can't get a sponsor if they don't even try to promote anything.
In the meantime, keep your eye out for Alex Hendren's dirt car lift video that will be coming this week. Mm-hmm. And learn how to actually take care of your sponsor.
Yeah. Glenn asked, what are you grilling tonight for dinner?
We're doing skirt steak, marinated skirt steak.
Oh, but it's more than that, though, because it's...
well, then
I
you
went
got
to the farmer's market.
corn on the cob that's going to go on the grill.
Local skirt steak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got local source skirt steak. Then, well, it'll be marinated. So
yeah,
we're
marinated.
gonna do that. Then we're gonna do what? Corn on the cob on the grill.
Yep.
And then
pasta salad and baked potatoes.
And baked potatoes.
And we can have some of that homemade bread that I made the other day too.
So we're all getting fatter tonight.
Yeah, I know. I need to actually do some more.
But you know what? It's the coronavirus lockdown, so we're gonna get fatter.
I need to have a little bit of exercise. I've decided I'm gonna have to do that.
The racing suit's gonna scream when I put it on.
Yeah, and my son's sitting across from us right now, and he's like, "The racing suit's gonna scream when I put it on."
Yeah, it's summertime stuff anyway. So yeah.
Well, you know, in summer we're usually more active, but now we're like pretty much stuck around the house at the moment. So
We'll sweat it out eventually.
Okay. So
yeah, it'll be like 100 degrees here in a couple weeks. So
Glenn,
we'll be sweating it all out.
We will be. Glenn says I need a cocktail. I know I should. I'm drinking lemonade, and he's always like, "Well, why don't you put some vodka in that?" I'm like, I'm good. Let's see. Josh says racing season.
There's totally vodka in the lemonade.
Racing season for 2020 is over. Unless they run into December, I don't think anyone will be able to pay a full points fund or anything.
Oh no, I agree. Yeah, I mean that's the screwed up part about it. I mean you've got racing series who have acquired sponsorship obviously way back in before. I mean most people set their sponsorship deals for when like December the year before.
Yeah.
November, December the year before.
Yeah.
So you've got people that like are racing series that are like completely screwed here.
Well, but I think at the same time, you adapt.
Well, I mean you have to, but I mean are racing series gonna have to give money back?
Well, if they actually
are racers who give sponsorship gonna have to give money back?
Well,
or get sponsorship?
You know, here's my thought on it. I mean, I say this a lot, so this isn't any news to me. If I were to sponsor you as a racer, whatever, honestly, I don't give a shit about the sticker on your car.
No.
I don't care.
It's about how you market yourself.
No.
And
but you know what has a lot more value to me? Social media. Social media and your website has far more value to me as a sponsor. Regardless if I was sponsoring a racing series or if I was sponsoring a racer, that has far more value to me because, well, and look at the opportunity right now. Nobody can go anywhere. You either go to work or you come home or you're stuck at home. And where is everybody right now? You know where they are? They're on Facebook.
Right.
So right there, they're all hanging out. And all you need to do is talk to them. That's it.
I agree.
Have a conversation. People are still people. And, you know, there is this ability to connect. And truthfully, I mean, if I'm given a choice between a racer who, I don't care if he's racing 5 times or 30 times. And how does this compare to rainouts?
Right.
Maybe we get all of our rainouts now. Maybe Mother Nature gets it out of her system. We get all the rain now.
The bad part about it is, like, right now we've got no rain and no racing. And then...
For the first time in how many years? Usually, Usually
this time of year
rains the entire
killed.
month of March. It's sad. Well, and you know, up north, you know, they're not even used to racing early yet either. So we're just kind of a very southern perspective here.
Right.
And so, in that case, if you don't run all the shows, if you say, "Hey, I'm planning on running. Here's 30 dates on my calendar," but if half of them rain out, which they do, is anybody talking about giving sponsor money back? No, they're not. So why don't we just divert the attention and learn? You don't even have to learn from me. Go figure it out for yourself if you want to. I'm not even promoting my thing at this point. I'm just telling you, just start doing it. It has value. I don't care if you're a racetrack, a racing series, or a race team. If you've been sitting on your thumbs this entire quarantine and you get on the other end of it and then start thinking about it, I have no sympathy for that at all. Okay, Rhonda says most people don't want to take the initiative. True.
Yeah, that's true.
Cameron says dinner sounds awesome. So.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
It's good. You know, the grill master.
Yeah.
Grill master Steve here. That's all I got.
It's like
I knew I would be.
It's one of 3 things I'm good at.
I knew I'd be ranting. I didn't mean to rant. I've been trying to be keep it to myself.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Like the whole ranty thing of this whole deal ended up being.
I thought it was you. I thought it was you were gonna go
you
off
totally
on the.
I
did.
Off on everything, and
I
it ends up
totally
being
did. I did think it was gonna be you, but it turned out it is not me. Not you. It's
Which is kind of how it usually ends up. Just saying.
God. Wow. Wow. All right. Oh, look at that. Okay, we got a couple more questions here.
All right.
Kate, we're at the PRI show in 2007 at the Dirt Rap booth. Where? Oh, I was at the PRI show in 2007.
It was in
and
Orlando.
so apparently you met me there. Cool.
That was in Orlando.
Yeah, because Jimmy's my brother. Jimmy from Dirt Rap is my brother, and I would fly in from Idaho and help him.
Yep.
That's where I met you.
Yep.
Is the PRI show in Orlando.
Yep.
Okay, so Ashley asks, Rush Fuel 91 or 110? What's your opinion between the two?
I prefer the 110. The 91 will actually make more power by a little bit, but I prefer the 110 because it's a safer fuel to run. If you go with the 91, my main concern is in July and August when it's really hot, really humid, motors lugging, you can experience detonation. And because I think 91's way too low. So I'd definitely go with the 110. That being said, Vicky Emmig's one of my good friends. We don't get along on the fuel subject, but definitely go with 110.
There we go. Difference. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to interpret this question.
Okay.
Is there different settings from CHP to CHP Plus?
All right.
Well, he said chip, but I think he means it probably auto-corrected.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Tell us all about CHP and CHP Plus.
All right. CHP has been around for years. The difference between CHP and CHP Plus is exponential. So CHP Plus is essentially CHP with M5 methanol in it. And unfortunately, when you add the M5 methanol, which I think me and my brother were probably the first ones to do this, but add the...
Experimenting, yeah.
Experimenting. Won a few races on that shit, just saying. But anyways, when you add the M5 methanol to make the CHP Plus, what ends up happening is it essentially erodes your entire fuel system. I mean, it's horrible stuff. So unless you're willing to do weekly intense fuel system maintenance, stay away from the CHP Plus.
Well, let me ask you this.
One
Go
second. This, damn, I lost my train of thought.
Fuel maintenance.
Yeah, I mean the fuel maintenance thing, but the CHP, I mean, is pretty standard. I mean, if you're racing weekly, you don't need to add any additives to it, or as far as top end lube stuff or anything like that. If you're not racing weekly, then I would use a top end lube. CHP Plus, honestly, I wouldn't run it. I mean, you're gaining essentially 10 horsepower, 10 foot-pounds of torque over the CHP on my chassis dyno, but it's not something I would probably deem as being necessary to run. Because you can essentially get the same gains by reducing fan blade size and running, X85, for instance.
Yeah, X85 is your new favorite fuel.
Well, it's not my favorite. It's not my new favorite. I mean, like I said, I've said this last week, I think, is if you're comparing CHP and X85 together, all things being equal, then it's the same power. But with the X85 being able to reduce fan blade size or the number of blades, you're picking up a little bit of power. So.
Well, and if I understand correctly with CHP Plus, that it not only has M5 methanol, but it might have some other nitropropane or some. It's got some of those drag racing fuel.
M5 methanol contains nitroparaffins.
Okay.
And the nitropropane, paraffin, stuff like that.
Nitro. Well, but with that, unless you have your carburetor absolutely dialed in before you ever go to the track.
And as far as carburetor settings go, I mean, back to that subject, it's completely different. I mean, it's closer to running methanol or E85 than it is to running race gas. Whereas standard CHP is closer to running, you know, an oxygenated race gas, which is what it is. But I mean, it's like, you know, not that different than CHP Plus. CHP Plus changes the carburetor settings exponentially.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't say that often, but this isn't my field of expertise.
Oh, damn, I get a chance to correct you if you're wrong?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm in.
But if you were to run CHP Plus, if it was legal where you were, you know, first of all, it's got to be legal.
Right.
But which it's not in most series. But if it was legal, you're going to want to go to like a chassis dyno, get your carburetor all dialed in.
Chassis dyno, engine dyno.
Yeah, you want to go to one of those, get your carburetor all dialed in. You do not want to be taken to the racetrack and trying to make carburetor adjustments because you take a real big chance on detonating your engine. Am I right?
Well, I mean, you take a chance of melting one down for sure.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
it's more intense.
If you run CHP Plus, you're going to be losing, you're going to be changing sight glass O-rings, football O-rings every week. You're going to be changing the little orange flapper valve underneath your accelerator pump every week. I mean, there's just, like I said, I mean, you enter a whole new realm of maintenance by using this stuff.
Which is what we try to not do with Crate engines. We try to change the oil, change the spark plugs, change the valve springs, and like that's kind of it.
It's kind of the idea of Crate engines to be like somewhat economical, and I mean that just kind of pretty much blows that out of the water.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, me and my brother were like 7 years ago, we were mixing CHP with M5 methanol. And, you know, back in the day when there was no fuel rules and no specific gravity rules or any of that stuff. And,
Explains a lot right there.
I mean, you'll win some races with it if you're racing against good dudes that don't have it, but...
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
But, like, you know, I mean, if you're on CHP, most places, I mean, unless you're running someplace where it's just hammer down the whole time, you need every last bit of power you've got, you don't need any of this exotic fuel.
There we go. Now we're back to sponsorship. A couple sponsorship questions you can weigh in too. So Josh says, the right thing to do would be to credit those sponsors 50 or more % for the next year at the least. I don't think so. I think you can actually, if you want to challenge yourself and just switch gears, I think you can do more for them now without racing. I think you're going to be surprised at how much more you could do for them now than you even can during a race season. Because once you're racing gets involved with racing. And a lot of times things get missed because you're in the moment in your event planning. But right now we've got some downtime. You could put on some major spotlights and create some content that is usable over and over and over again. It's why I love video, because videos that I made 5 years ago are still paying off for me today. Still our most watched video is changing valve springs.
And they're still relevant.
So. And they're still relevant, absolutely. So there's more that we can do today, and that content can be repurposed over and over and over again, especially video. You know, I think now is a great time. Also, here's a good example of something to do.
I mean,
not just sponsorship wise, but how we can promote racing. Why not with racing series or with racetracks? Start doing some driver spotlights. Maybe even get them to just do a quick little clip, a 15-second clip on their phones and send it to you and start introducing drivers.
I mean, let's say you're like Joe Average race car driver sponsored by Joe's Diner down the road.
Right.
You know what you do? Go to Joe's Diner down the road and do a one-on-one, I mean, hold your phone this way and talk to the owner who's sponsored you, who's obviously giving you money, and talk about what they're doing with the coronavirus thing and how they're serving the public and the precautions they're taking and the cleanliness. I mean, just do simple shit like that and post it on your damn racing page or your personal page and get people interested in Joe's Diner, who is therefore, who's already given you $1,000 or $2,000, for your season, and roll shit that way. Make yourself valuable enough to them to where they do want to give you more money, or the following year, or maybe they're not going, man, I got ripped off because this dude did nothing and I gave him $2,000 in
And when I needed
January.
him most, that's when I needed him most. was when I was down and we're trying to promote takeout and people are afraid. Well, you had a racer come in the other day that runs a restaurant and
yeah, absolutely.
And you said he called the news station to say, hey, stop, at least stop whipping up the panic and letting these people think that they're going to get arrested if they come up to my restaurant for takeout, because it's not the truth.
It's not the truth. And he had to do that. He called the local damn news station.
Yeah.
Said, look, man, quit freaking lying to people. They can come out and buy my food and not get arrested.
So I would say the same thing with any of your local
and quit
sponsors.
buying into the panic too. I mean, there's the whole thing.
Well, I'm not. I don't want to be panicked. Just want to be prepared. But I mean, the same thing goes for any of your local sponsors. If they're still open now, or if they've got a message to share, whatever their message is, help them promote that message, because you're going to be, you're going to have a lot of local people that are going to be looking to you. If you're a sponsored driver, you're a hero.
Take it to a national level. Let's look at FK Rod-Ins. FK Rod-Ins probably does more for racing than most companies do ever. Mm-hmm. Let's take like Maria at FK. All right, so you've got your FK Rod-Ins. Take pictures of your FK Rod-Ins. Take video of yourself installing them. Post them on your social media. Tag FK. Tag Maria. Do this stuff. Mm-hmm. And you know who like comes into their mind when all this shit's over? The people that did that shit. Oh, yeah. Not the asshole that friggin' got his $500 free set of rod ends and did nothing.
Right.
So be proactive. Don't be, reactive.
Now Maria is one of the companies that is closed right now, so just an update on that.
And that's why I said that, because
FK's closed. I just got a message from AR Bodies that AR Bodies is currently closed as well. So I've started a whole page on the website to try to update any of the companies with the closures. Ooh, I've got some good news though. My Procam fuel pumps are coming in this week.
There you go.
Procam fuel pumps have been really hard to get. The people that make the housings for them. People that make the housings for Baker Engineering and Procam, that company was sold, and so Procam had to come up with a new way to make the castings, and so this has been going on for months and months. And I had another fuel pump, but then that one got discontinued, and so I've been working with Baker Engineering. I'm excited. I didn't get my full order that I ordered, but I will have some. So those will be coming in sometime this week, and we'll have them back up on the website. So that's a happy thing. That's a happy thing that's going on. Okay. Zach agrees with me. He says, can't see the sponsor if you're not at the track. I'm with you, Kate. So yeah. There's a plenty of people that could be potential customers that don't necessarily go to the racetrack. And from a fan standpoint, it always depends on the company type of thing,
promote your sponsors at all times. I mean, people should be doing this shit anyway. I mean, it shouldn't take a virus to tell you to promote your sponsors on your damn Facebook page.
No, but I just think it just presents a unique opportunity that we've never seen before. And now that most people have a lot more time than they've had in the past. I mean, because right now we would be scrambling and, now is scramble time. But right now, without that, where there's a little bit of time to focus, and I'll be looking at everything that I do with all of my businesses, and I'm going to be investigating all the things that I do. Okay, let's see. And then it's a Procam question. So will the Procam fuel pump be a good choice for my recent car purchase? Yeah, it will. You're going to want the 15
Which
PSI.
car purchase?
He's getting the equalizer with Super Bowls.
Oh, yeah. No, that'll work.
Yeah. So we'll go with the 15 PSI is the one you're going to want to go with.
Yeah, you want the higher pressure one. Mm-hmm. Either that or buy the race pump version that Willie makes.
He hasn't come out with it yet.
Has he not come out? Okay.
No, we talk about it at PRI. I have a video all ready to go.
I know he's got everything tooled up to do it, but.
Alrighty. And Cameron, so yes, it's nice to know where we met at PRI. Rhonda says, just out of curiosity, what's your opinion on mid-engine Corvette?
Like the new stuff?
I have no idea. It just says
it's gotta be like the latest. It's gotta be like the latest one. It's not a Corvette. If it's mid-engine, it's not a Corvette. It's like a, what do you call them pieces of shit?
I don't know.
Whatever that mid-engine piece of crap was back in the 80s.
I don't even know what a mid-engine is. So.
Yeah.
All right, so Fred says, what's your thought on IMCA carb spacer, with spacer or without? Does it matter? Because it's just that IMCA.
Yeah, they've got some stupid rule about like a 1-inch open spacer, maybe.
Yeah, it's either the Moroso one or the Speedway one.
I don't remember which one it is. What kind of racetracks you running on?
It's Fred, so it's going to be California. Fred Ryland.
Oh, okay.
So probably the ones that you know. Like.
Yeah, I mean, if you're running like Watsonville, Antioch, I mean, that area right there where it's pretty much momentum kind of deal, I would probably run the 1-inch spacer.
There you go. John says, our local dirt track, Oswego Speedway. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I mean, going back to that, everything we put, every carburetor we put directly on the manifold, we lost power. There's a few scenarios, depending on carburetor rule, where we've actually gained power by going directly in the manifold. That's like really rare, so that's the other reason why I would go with a 1-inch.
Good deal. John says, our local dirt track, Oswego Speedway. Love Oswego. I haven't been there. That's a place that I would love to go. They were the first ones to come out with the wingless sprints for the 602s. So I thought that was pretty innovative.
Oswego or Oswego?
Yeah, Oswego. Oswego.
Okay, Oswego.
Yep. And it says they're all over social media every race night during the season. They broadcast the races. Love that. And during the off season, they're broadcasting at the same time. They have race chat every Tuesday, and this Friday night they are doing an iRace featuring their regular Friday night drivers. I agree, Kate. This is the time to promote yourself, tracks and racers, because so many are at home online.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean that's how you're supposed to actually run a racetrack.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic. Is adapt.
Yeah.
You know?
I had my opinion earlier of the iRacing thing, but I mean that's a good thing to do. I mean, if you're doing it online and stuff like that, I think it's badass.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and that's great to hear that they're doing such a great job. Okay, and so true on the sponsors. Yep. All right. So I think that's most of it. You're already on to the beer number 2.
I'm on beer number 2 now.
I got baked potatoes to make.
I got some shit to grill.
Yeah. Well, you have to wait now because I've got to get baked potatoes in the oven.
Damn it.
I've got stuff to eat.
All right.
Yeah. Alex says he's got stuff
Alex
to
is
eat.
over here starving to death.
Yeah. I doubt that. How many chips? I think we live in a chip. Like this is a chip. Like half the chip aisle is on my shelf now.
Probably so. Yeah.
Yeah. We have every kind of chip that is available, and peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Peanuts.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds weird when you say it that way.
Well, I had to say it that way because you're like, oh, penis.
Oh, I did not. Wow. Got to put some tea in there. Okay, I did not realize.
That's why I pronounced it correctly.
Wow.
Peanuts.
Peanuts.
There you go.
Oh, wow. I guess I was kind of hiding the tea there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got a bit of a lisp.
Did not need to have a lisp. Must be a Midwestern thing. I'm not sure.
Gotta be.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Weird ass Minnesota accent or some shit.
Wow. I'm not even doing that right now. I could.
Mm.
You know I can. Yeah. All right. So let me see if there's any more questions. Otherwise, I think we're probably about
done, I think.
Yeah, probably. If I missed any, I don't think I missed anything here. Let's see here. Oh, so where does iRacing fall into this? And never mind, I missed that. That a boy, drink up, Cameron says. So, saying iRacing, where does it fall into this whole scheme of things? I think it's a nice little substitute. I think it's something to keep things going.
I think it's got its place, and it's, like you said, a substitute. I mean, it's going to keep people entertained. I mean, after all, racing is all about entertainment.
Yeah.
Is it real life? No.
No.
Going back to our earlier conversation, should somebody lose a sponsor because they got mad and quit the iRacing game they were in? No. Because it's not real. But, I mean, like I said, like the other night when my buddy Trent Ivey won the freaking World Outlaw deal. That was badass, Good on him. And I love Trent, and I think he did a hell of a job. But it's not real, so it was entertaining, which is, I guess, what we're all looking for right now is entertainment. And that was about it. So.
Well, but I think it's an opportunity to serve both your series and the tracks and the fans as best as you can.
Well, I mean,
given what we have to deal with, it's a good adaptation is how I feel about it.
For Trent, for instance, it got his name. I mean, he's well known in the South, but he's not well known, let's say, nationwide.
No.
Now maybe he is. So it's not a bad thing.
No, because it'll make people curious.
It's not going to hurt anybody.
Well, I mean, it'll make people curious. And this is why you want to have a website. Because when I'm curious about something, I want to go online. And I know Trent has a newer website.
Right.
Ben Shelton, my friend Ben,
yep.
Did his website. So what can happen from that is now Trent's gotten this national exposure. And people are like, well, who's this Trent Ivy guy? Is he just like, is he just like a chair jockey video game player?
No, he's not. He's a hell of a race car driver.
Well, I know that, and you know that. But I'm saying, as a casual fan who's watching from Oklahoma, who's this Trent Ivy guy? Is he just a video game guy?
At him. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Now I'm going to do a quick web search.
Yep.
Even I could Google it on my phone and Google Trent Ivy.
Yep.
There's Trent Ivy Racing right there.
Correct.
I can see, oh, wow, he's been racing for a long time.
Yep.
I can see what he looks like. Maybe listen to an interview. In fact, I know I've interviewed
So
Trent.
iRacing is not a bad thing, in my opinion, then, until you get to the point of where you lose sponsors because it's a game.
Well, I think...
That's where I'm going to end with that.
Well, but I think it's... I think we need to all be cognizant. If you think it's a game and it's stupid, then don't participate. Just stay home is a better option than to... And if it is just a game, then why are you so mad that you have to rage quit a video game?
Because it's a game and we all want to win. And we're all competitive. So you can rage quit the video game. You can't rage quit Bristol on a actual race night.
I don't know.
There's no such thing as rage quitting at Bristol on an actual race night.
But you know what? I know I got...
You can't a video game. You can be like, it's a fucking video game and you're done with it. You know?
I'm going to disagree with you there because...
I know you are.
I know.
How can I fucking...
Totally different situation though, is that... Okay, I do like watching that series, the Netflix series, F1, Drive to Survive.
Right.
About Formula One racing. You cannot tell me that some of those guys in there have not rage quit. And there's a hell of a lot more on the line in that racing than any other kind of racing. And whether you want to say they rage quit or they bitch quit or whatever the situation is.
I've watched teams bitch quit on there.
Yeah.
Where, we're running less, let's just pull in.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at that level, I guess you get that option to do that, but...
I don't know. They only have 20 drivers
racing.
and 10 teams and 20 races, period. I don't think it's limited
21 races.
Okay, well, wow. All right, here's a question, a legit question. Is it easy to change jets in a Willys Super Bowl setup?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's completely easy. I mean, it's like you change the jets, just like you normally would. Mm-hmm. A little more complicated because you have to pull some stuff off the bowls that you normally wouldn't on like a normal float bowl. But, yeah, I mean, it's like completely easy to do.
Okay, I have a question. Do you have in stock?
And if you buy one of the Willys carburetors with those bowls on there, and they design it specifically for the fuel you're racing, then odds are you're going to have the outside, I don't even know what the hell you call them. You adjust the jets from the outside. So
yeah. All right, next. Hi from Michoud. Right, if that's Michigan, or if it's Machu Picchu. Flat air filter base or drop style? Flat.
Yeah, flat. I mean,
unless you've got a 2-barrel carburetor, then go with drop style.
Well, yeah. I mean, if there was a flat made for a 2-barrel, I'd probably run it.
Yeah,
if you didn't have to have a choke horn. I mean, what basically comes down to on the flat air filter bases, you got a choke horn. It may make a difference. It may not. I mean, if it's an HP style center section or a billet center section, you're going to see a massive difference.
Yep. What about 604 spark plug wires of choice? Okay, we've got a couple of these options. Okay, I'm going to go with fast firewire. You're going to say yes to that.
Yeah.
Or you're going to go with like the Morosa Ultra 40s.
Right.
And I'm going to throw Scott performance wires into the mix.
Yeah, I mean, the Scott stuff's good. I mean, that being said, I've never seen 1 horsepower difference versus, $160 set of spark plug wires versus like a $90 set of spark plug wires. Yeah. Never seen one bit of performance difference on the dyno. Now, what I can tell you is, like, over time, the higher dollar wires will last longer. So, in other words, if you're running a $100 set of wires, I'm going to say replace them every year. If you're running a $160+ set of wires, I'm going to say run them 2 years, 3 years, whatever.
Gotcha. Steve, from Rhonda, you mentioned at the beginning that at age 15, you set your monetary goals. What's your advice for a 15-year-old now?
Wow.
Do you want to think about that one and I'll get to the next question?
Go. I mean, you go with the next question. I'll think about
Okay.
that one.
Do you have in stock the Willys Alki Equalizer Super Bowl carbs? I do not, but I can get them pretty quick. So, because especially with the downtime, unless something's changed at Willys, they're turning around stuff really quick for me. I mean, think about it. None of us can race, at least for the next 28 days or whatever it is.
It'll
It's
be
the
2 months.
5th, so right now we're all locked down until April 30th. I mean, obviously, if you're practicing, you'd want it, in between there. But I'm I'm pretty sure I could get it to you in that length of time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what advice would you have for a 15-year-old today?
Well, if I do that, I have to go back to when I was 15 years old. So when I was 15 years old and in California and racing dirt, our options were NASCAR. So we were running NASCAR short track stuff. And my advice, I guess, to a 15-year-old, whether it be on dirt or asphalt at 15 years old, running in NASCAR, is don't believe one fucking thing you're told. And here's the reason why. Because...
About what, driving?
No, anything NASCAR tells you. So if you're a protege, I mean, I know people who have been told the same shit I was. Is you're going to be this guy, you're going to be that guy. They will put everything in front of you and tell you you're going to be the next Ernie Irvan, for instance.
That was yours. Next Dale Jr.
Next Dale Jr. You're going to be this person, that person. And what it comes down to is if you don't have money, you could be the next Dale Earnhardt. You could be as good as Dale Earnhardt. You could be as good as Jonathan Davenport. You could be as good as Scott Bloomquist. But if you do not have the money, you're getting nowhere. And so you better learn how to get the money. At the time, I had no clue how to get the money. And at the time, I was completely behind the 8 ball. Or vice versa, if I wasn't at that time, I would have achieved every goal I ever set out to accomplish. Because nowadays, you don't have to be a race car driver, per se, to make it to that level. You have to be a marketing person. And it all started back then. And listen to her.
Oh, thank you.
Because she'll kind of help guide you that way. I know plenty of kids, I build engines for plenty of kids who could be the next Dale Earnhardt. But they don't have the money behind them. They don't know how to get it. And unless you know how to get it, unless you know how to utilize it, unless you're willing to blow up phones and embarrass yourself on a daily basis by begging people for money, you're getting nowhere. So don't believe anything anyone in NASCAR ever tells you, ever.
Learn to do video.
Well,
Okay.
Learn to do video,
Video is the secret to
learn to promote yourself, and you'll be on the slow path to getting somewhere, but it's too late by then because now they're starting them at like 6 years old. So,
I don't know about that. Mike Vaughn says hi.
what's up, Mike?
Hi. All right. Jim says thank you. I think we're good. We got baked potatoes to get in the oven, so we don't eat too late.
Right.
Yeah, don't want to do that. All right. Let's see if there's any other last comments or questions. And let's see here. Thank you, and for the awesome info and being so true. Truth, Steve. You just nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says, I need to talk to you this week. Kate, just give me a call, Mike. Just give me a ring. Or you can text me, whichever. So we'll do that. All right, so I think we're going to sign off.
We done?
I think we're done.
Time to barbecue.
Yeah, it is.
Eat
And
food,
then next
get
week,
better.
join us. We don't really have a time. We just have a day. Next Sunday, join us for Unsealed. Life Beyond the Bolts.
Life Beyond the Bolts.
Life
There we
Beyond
go.
the Bolts. When we will see you guys next Sunday.
And like save up your questions.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, definitely. I'd probably have to do like an event or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching this, I mean, if you got questions, like, we're going to answer them. I mean, call my shop, call her. We're going to answer damn questions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to see us answer them on the spot online, then watch this shit next week.
Yeah, this is more fun. And then, of course, I'll be available for Top 5 Tuesday this week and do whatever I do there. Not really pushing sales a lot. Just feels weird to me during quarantine. It feels kind of dirty. So I'm still selling, but just kind of in a different way.
No, I mean...
Trying to do more promotion rather than...
And we are still open, by the way.
Yeah.
Hendon Racing, and so, I mean, we're we're there. As a matter of fact, we got 4 engines in this week because people realize it's going to be 2 months before they can race. So, and we are still a month behind, but we're doing our best to get our stuff out the door, and we're here for you guys.
Doing the best for my supply.
If you want to call, you got a question on something you're working on right now, feel free to call us.
Now's the time to do it.
Yep.
Rather than
when I'm so busy I can't answer phone calls.
Exactly. So I think that's it.
Yep. Good.
All right.
All right.
See you guys
Later.
next week.